Hi, everyone. Welcome back to What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. I'm Leslyn and Keith with Lipedema Simplified, and I'm here with my friend and colleague, Catherine Seo. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, everyone.
And we're going to take this opportunity actually to do a little bit of talk about the wonderful benefits of the pool doing water workouts for lipedema because Catherine has just finished. If you can't tell, she's got wet hair. She just finished her pool workout. And she has a very nice facility. It's the top floor of a hotel. Is that what it is, Catherine?
It used to be the top floor of a hotel with a beautiful view of Boston that you could die for. Now it's the basement of a hotel in Dedham, which is at the south of Boston.
Okay.
Still really nice, though.
But still, an indoor facility, so it's something you can use year round. And these are the types of things that you want to consider just for using a pool program is accessibility, cost, and indoor. If you live in a place that has winter, as Boston does, then it is always nice to have an indoor facility. But the benefits of water, I mean, you just feel better when you're in the water, right? It makes you feel so light. It supports all the tissues, your achy joints. Catherine, what do you love about being in the water?
Oh, my God. All of what you said and even more. And this particular facility has a great pool. The temperature is just right. And then they have a jacuzzi, a hot tub
Mhm.
that after the, and then just moving, just, I walk and I jog. And here's one of the things I just want to pick up on what you said, Leslyn, which is that most hotels have pools and most hotels have community programs. The original community program that I was in Cambridge at the Hyatt Regency. As I said, it had a view of the city you could die for. Um, and and a skylight that they would open up in the summer. Oh my God, it's just gorgeous. But during the pandemic, they shut down. But their sister are two other hotels in the Hilton chain. And so I ended up being able to switch my membership over. The other is most of the hotels have very affordable community plans. So I'm on a community plan where I got 15 months because they gave you 12 months. And then the guy, the people usually get to know people like elderly doing it for physical therapy kind of thing, like me. Um, and he gave 3 free months. So for 15 months, I
Wow.
paid $500, which is just a bargain. And it's just wonderful. Um,
That is
and
great. I mean, that is such a good thing. I never even thought of trying that because if in your community, you may or may not have a community pool, but checking with the hotels to see if their pool, if they have a community program, excellent idea. I never knew about that resource.
and yeah, and as I said, um, most hotels keep the pools really clean and they check them for bacteria. And here in the Boston area, there's saltwater pools, which
Oh,
is
very nice.
even better
Yes.
because the level of chemicals in the pool is much less.
Yes.
So all of these are good reasons to go in the pool.
And
People people are around coming
people
out
in
of the
the lobby.
pool.
It's okay. It's okay. But
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to point out another benefit of the pool for lipedema is if you have any problem with swelling, with water retention, being submerged in water, I think everybody knows one of the first things you got to do as soon as you get out, even if you're just in the bathtub, you got to go pee. So, I mean, it's an automatic diuretic. There is a hormone that gets released when you're submerged in water that diverts fluid to your kidneys. And if you have a water retention problem or swelling, well, that's wonderful. It helps you get rid of some water.
And so here's my takeaway from this. I have to tell you, when I first started going in the pool a number of years ago, when I first started this whole process with lipedema, I used to have to hold my legs together and wiggle my way to the pool, to the bathroom from the pool. And so now you pee just before you go in the pool. And
Yes.
then you pee right when you get out of the pool.
But it's
And
not
you can
so
make it,
urgent. Yes.
yeah, because it absolutely works to process fluid in your system and to reduce the swelling.
And let's talk a little bit about the jacuzzi, because some people who have lymphedema along with their lipedema, they're worried. They've always been told, can't have a really hot tub, don't take a really hot shower, don't go into jacuzzi because it'll make your lymphedema worse. And it is true that could happen, but I think there's a balance with pain management and managing your edema. And for a lot of people to be in that warm water has a significant impact on reducing your pain. And so experiment is what we do with everything with lipedema. See how your own body responds. And if you can be able to be in a jacuzzi and reduce your pain, maybe 10 minutes, and you don't see a increase in swelling, then I think it's worth it. So don't be afraid to try things. It's not like you'll cause irreparable harm. See what works for you. And being in warm water may be just a ticket for you.
It was for me. I'll just say that, I have both lipedema and lymphedema, and the jacuzzi hot tub is just fabulous. And after being in the pool for usually 45 minutes to an hour, I mean, I don't stay in the jacuzzi for a long period of time, 5 to 7 minutes, and it's just enough to relax the muscles.
Yes.
And then I go pee.
Yeah. And I would say another benefit for use of doing the pool exercise is that you will find that you can move your limbs, your joints through a much greater range of motion in the water than you can on land. You have gravity is lessened, so that the weight of your limbs is less, the pain is less. So just that ability to get through that full range of motion, which you would never do on land, another huge benefit. I can't say enough about, Catherine making her dates to the pool. It is such a huge benefit. And so if you can use this at all, then, get yourself to a pool if you can.
And another thing that I think we're doing a whole riff today on all the pool stuff. But another thing is then when I get into the locker room and after I've, used the restroom, is a colder shower. It sounds counterintuitive, but when I can tolerate a cold shower and then I go to warm and then back to cold, it actually moves the lymphatic system. For some reason, it just tends to help with everything.
There has been some discussion on that, absolutely. And Roberta said she just posted, how about using a dry brush afterwards too? You can combine a lot of that stuff. Irene says, hotter water, cold water, free. In cold water, she tends to freeze and ache. So maybe, Irene, you're not going to be going into that cold shower afterwards. Just do your jacuzzi afterwards. And then Ashley, she says she's second stage lipedema and she was diagnosed last year. And she knew what was going on when she was a teenager. The top half always smaller. Yep. Trying to see if her doctor can get her insurance to cover surgery. And also I need to get the right compression leggings. And that is, in the meantime, you're trying to find treatment using the pool and getting compression. That compression will help with pain also. It supports your tissue, so it is control your pain. Catherine's talking to the lobby there.
Yeah, someone was saying hi. I'm talking to my friends. Oh. That's okay. You have a good weekend.
That's the other thing about the pool is a wonderful community.
That is, if you tend to go the same time, same day, you start, it's like a little support group. When I used to work at a pool, the same people would come to the same classes at the same time, even if they're doing independent workout. And so you feel like it's your family. You get, this wonderful network of friends when you do something like the pool. Yeah.
And I love synchronicity. So there's this woman that comes, and she and I both are, on the older side, might I say. And so I went into the locker room, and I was, getting ready, and she came in, and we ended up talking because we've seen each other numerous times. And we said, "Hi, so and so. I'm Catherine." And she said, "I'm Anne." She said, "But my middle name is Catherine." And I said, "Well, my middle name is Anne."
Oh my gosh.
So I said, perfect. So anyway, Anne
great.
Catherine and Catherine Ann are now friends.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Barbara is talking about water walking in the pool acts like compression. And you know what, Barbara, you're right, because the deeper part of your body, your feet, actually have more weight of water on them. There's more compression. And as you get towards the surface of the water, there's less compression. So that's encouraging blood, lymph, everything to go up. So yes, and also you have now your muscles working against the compression of the water, which even pumps even more fluid. So just can't say enough good about it. So Catherine, thank you for being at the pool today and letting us talk about that a little bit. But we just have a little bit more time before we're going to sign off. And I wanted to make sure that we did talk about the symposium also. So we do have our Innovative Solutions for Lipedema and Lymphedema virtual symposium coming up October 22 to 24. We have an incredible lineup of speakers, clinicians, people who have lipedema or lymphedema or both. Just a huge array of providers and innovators that help with these conditions are going to be speaking at our conference. And because Catherine is at the pool and I'm technologically challenged, we are not able to put the link up yet, but we will have the link to accompany this recording later. And so you will be able to follow the link to register. We hope to see you there. Catherine, tell a little bit about some of our speakers. We have such a variety.
So I have to say, it was Leslyn's idea because our first two symposiums were focused specifically around keto and the physical aspects of managing lipedema and lymphedema, which I always believe is the cornerstone anyway. You have to have that. But our model and how we work with women is a 5-pronged approach where we look at a holistic approach, which physical is one of the cornerstones, but so is mental, psychological, emotional, spiritual, and social. Like us being here today, just hanging out and being able to talk to some of our community. So having that kind of connection is so important. So as we were planning our symposiums this year, Leslyn said, well, we've had 2 on keto. It's important. We need to include it, but let's do a full approach. So that's what we did. So we have Dr. Matthew Carmody, who is coming and doing a keynote address. Dr. Joanna Studek from Poland, who has done extensive research on quality of life issues and how we can manage our whole mental, psychological, and emotional lives to have really fabulous lives, even with chronic diseases. We have, Dr. Kataria.
Yes.
Dr. Madden Kataria is the developer and founder of Laughter Yoga. Laughter Yoga is using laughter and breath, which is so important to anyone with any kind of lymphatic disorder. But to use that, and not only for mood, not only for emotions and feeling good, but also for physical benefits. So he is actually he is in India, but because we're virtual, he's coming in as one of our keynote speakers. You know what? This sounds really good.
I know. We have clinicians like Maureen Macbeth, who is a physical therapist who treats lymphedema and lipedema. We have Siobhan Huggins, who has, she's a young woman who has lipedema herself, and she has a researcher's mind, and she's going to talk to us about things that she has discovered. Catherine, talk a little bit about Anjay and Kathy Park, Anjay Steck and Kathy Park.
Yeah, they are both going to be talking about the coming together of the physical and the spiritual. They are both Zen teachers from Asia. They are part of the Quantum School of Zen, so they teach Zen, which is not, it's funny. Buddhism is a religion. Zen is a philosophy and a way of being. And so they really teach that. It's a way of being present in the moment. And so they'll both be coming and doing a keynote as well. Who am I missing?
I wanted to mention Dr. Amato from Brazil, who uses a unique approach to managing lipedema, and he does use diet. He does use carbohydrate restriction, as well as a well-rounded approach. He's going to be speaking. We're excited also to have Dr. Christy Kesslering, who is a radiation oncologist, who is going to be talking about keto in her practice. We just, and the patient panels that we have scheduled, Catherine, the people who are coming in to talk about their own journeys. Catherine and I have been doing other Facebook Lives and interviewing these people. I think that's going to be one of the best parts of the conference. What they're sharing with their own journeys is going to be absolutely amazing.
So if this is one of your first times at our Facebook Lives, on whatever page you're on, or lipedema, the disease they call fat, the public page has interviews that Leslyn and I have had with different panelists. So one panelist, Jane Harris, she's lost 253 pounds in the past 2 years. Jennifer Langen.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say her name right? Langen?
Langen, I think it's Langen.
Yeah, Jennifer Langen has lost over 300 pounds. She's also had surgeries and had very complex story, which she's going to tell in more length at this symposium. Mm-hmm. And we have, as Leslyn said, we have about 10 or 12 of them coming up. Kelly Bell, who's spoken at a previous conference, is just an amazing story where he ended up with lymphedema from this very weird medical procedure that left him with severe lymphedema. Yes. And boy, he's really remarkable.
Yep.
And so Leslyn's going to be doing a Facebook Live with him on, I think it was October 12th.
Yeah, we rescheduled for October. I think I'm with Siobhan Huggins next week, and I know you have more scheduled too, Catherine. So look for those notices. And we're just about, we need to wrap up pretty quickly, but please join us for this virtual symposium that you can get recordings for if you are not able to be there for the whole thing for those 3 days. And also, before we go, I just wanted to point out that Linda Novick posted another great resource for pools. She said there's something called Swimply, SWIMPLY, and you can rent a pool at someone's private home. So someone has a pool and then they rent it out for you to be able to use it for you can have a nice private workout in someone's backyard. So if you go to that website, it's called Swimply. Thank you, Linda. That's a great resource.
It's simply with a W.
Okay, simply with a W, a better way to remember it. Thank you.
One last thing, because Deborah's one of our tribe members, and she's asking a couple of, are there people who have not lost a lot of weight? Yes. Mm-hmm. There are people who have actually reduced swelling, reduced volume, reduced pain,
but not much weight.
And it's very interesting because not everyone loses large amounts of weight, but there are enough who do that make it really interesting. And that's one of the places that we, with the Lipedema Project, are wanting to go in terms of the research. Like, what is it about lipedema and lymphedema that, some women respond so readily and easily, and other women respond but much slower? And there are some of us, and I'm in the category of someone who struggles a lot to actually lose weight. And in the past several years, even though I've really been trying and trying different things, I've lost only, I can't say it that way, but about 40 pounds. Mm-hmm. But it's just been a long process. I mean, I used to be able to. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that, you were talking about Kelly Bell earlier, and he has a theory about why that is the case, why some women lose where, and others, do exactly the same thing and don't, or it's very slow. He has a theory. Tune into my Facebook Live with him. He'll give you a little bit of information about it. Come to our symposium. He has some ideas. I mean, he's an engineer. He's applied his engineer mind to this. He may be onto something. I think he has a very, very interesting theory. So tune in.
One thing too is Akanksha, our director of tech and marketing, just put the link to the symposium registration in the chat. Thanks, Akanksha.
Okay, and so we've gone a little bit over our time, so we're going to sign off here. It's so great having you from the pool, Catherine. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, everybody.
Have
a wonderful weekend.
Bye-bye.